days, and now it's gotten worse. Before there was no tents and all stuff coming up, now it's just junk and tents. It's like a salvage yard out there, and it's just disgusting for those of us that have to live in front of it, to look at it every day. It's affecting our property values too. I have a neighbor that's looking to sell a house right now. He's gonna lose tens of thousands of dollars because people wanna buy a house right next to him.
And it's a safety issue because they step out in the street at night when you're trying to drive down.
So I got Sergeant Cooper there that can give you a little bit about the HOD team and how we're dealing with Maxwell and other parts that we have.
So I'll apologize because I'm not as polished as very good, so following them up is not going to be easy.
Just want to say that today was the first time Peter Marshall Park looked beautiful.
And I can explain to you why that happens too. Because I hung out with Peter Marshall all day today. So real quick, just me, I've been in Anaheim for about 11 years now. I came from the city of La Habra first. That's where I started my career. So I have an interesting fact that we always laugh about, is I'm probably the only cop in Anaheim that's lived in all 4 districts. I grew up down south with my parents. My first apartment was on Chippewa in Central. I lived on Nutwood, and I've lived out on Western. So I've lived in every district. I have 2 kids, so there's not a park in this city that I haven't taken my kids to, or I haven't gone to for baseball practice, softball practice. So I went back to patrol. I worked community policing as an officer. I went back to patrol about 1.5 years ago as a sergeant. So when the opportunity came up for me to come back out west, I love West. That's where my home is. So I jumped on the opportunity to come out here. So I see a lot of familiar faces that I've seen in many community meetings. So the Boise decision has stopped us a little bit on some of the things we're doing in the park. But what I focused on and what my unit is focused on right now is different avenues of what we can do. And I think somebody asked it, what can be done? So if you guys don't know, the West End is the only place that has the overt camera system. We have cameras in Twyla Reed, Maxwell, and Brookers Park. And so what we've done is, I'm a big believer in painting a picture of what's actually happening, right? So people can say, hey, they're homeless, they're down on their luck, and there are some people like that. There's also people that are taking advantage of the system and are actually committing crimes in our city. And those are the ones that we need to address. So using those park camera systems, there's not an inch of that park that's not covered by camera that we can actually monitor the cameras and work. So what we've been doing for the last 2 months is utilizing those camera systems, observing criminal violations, specifically drug usage in the park. We actually videotape it. It actually gets uploaded to our report, and it's given a true picture to people who are watching. Right? So I can show that picture to the judge and say, hey, this person here was smoking meth, shooting up heroin. And the crazy thing, it's sad because it breaks my heart every time we watch it, is you'll watch the video and we'll bring the video to the judge and you'll see the kids walking to the school. 2 days ago we caught a girl shooting heroin up in the park as kids are coming to school. So on video you can see the kids going to school and you can see her shooting up heroin in the park.
This is what our area has turned into. We don't want that.
So what we do is we watch the park cameras, we observe a violation, we go in and we arrest that person that committed that violation. So in the last 2 months, I think we've had probably 40 violations just at Maxwell Park. And Twyla Reed, we've had a bunch too. So those are the different, right, we always know technology is the winning way, right? So we're trying to work on things like that. We're trying to expand that program and get other parks covered. But those are some of the things that we're doing right now because of the Boise decision. And on top of it, there's other ways we can address it.
I saw it happening in Peter Marshall. I watched the man take and put the needle in his arm and take it up. I saw it. And there's no cameras there at all.
Yeah. And we tell people that they're on camera in that park as a deterrent. Hey, just so you know, if you're in this park, you're on camera. Sometimes they don't care.
Yes, sir.
In reference to the cameras, I just had a question. What is the status of getting cameras in Peter Marshall Park? Now, I'm not saying everybody that goes to Peter Marshall Park is up to no good, but I mean, we're all aware when you go out in public, we have no expectation of privacy. So I have no problem with the cameras filming me, because if I look at it this way, if you don't have anything to hide, you shouldn't have an issue with the cameras. But I know Peter Marshall Park. I've been there where an incident where a man was hit in the face with a machete. A couple weeks ago, the helicopter had the spotlight circling looking for a suspect. I've seen the drug use. I've seen needles by the park. What is the status of getting cameras in? Now, cameras are not going to stop people. As you said, they don't care. But it is a deterrent. So I'm sure some of the residents that frequent that park would like to know, when are we gonna get cameras in that park? We have them in the 3 other parks that I mentioned, so I don't see why we can't get them in Peter Marshall. And we have the school right up next to that, so that's also a safety issue.
So the first phase of the park camera project were the 3 parks Sergeant Cooper mentioned, Twyla Reed, Maxwell, and Brookers. It's essentially money. It's about $175,000 per park minimum to provide the requisite power supply and conduit and all that stuff to get a park up and running. And then there's a secondary cost as far as the network. It has to have the capacity to take all that feed, all that bandwidth. So then you have to upgrade the city's network. So it's not an insignificant amount of money or capital outlay. So it's a quick way of answering your question. We'd love to have every inch of public space wired up. One day that's going to happen. It has to go slowly.
So thank you.
Our last meeting